Hi everybody, I'm Frank Lipsky with ModernFireInstructor.com. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. In this video, we're going to do a build with me video where you can watch over my shoulder as I build a simulation using SimulationShare. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the Hazmat components that are available built into the software. We're also going to look at some other things that we can add externally to help improve the realism of these scenarios as we use them with our department. Now, if you'd like a copy of this simulation that we're going to build in the video, it's available in the description below. You can go ahead and download the zip file, and you'll be able to put that into your software and go ahead and edit it and use it as you wish. And also, if you're not a current SimulationShare subscriber, check out the affiliate link located in the description below. If you purchase through our affiliate link, that helps us to support the channel. And then we also give you some free bonuses, such as 2 additional participant users for the life of your license at no charge. So check those out in the description below. Let's go ahead and get started on the video.
All right, so in today's simulation, we're going to build a hazmat scenario. Now, unfortunately, most of us don't have access to a 360-degree set of pictures for these types of things. If you happen to have a scene that you can get those pictures, then that's great. But for today, we're just going to use a single-sided view for talking about size up and the initial scene assessment related to this. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll click on New, and we're going to just call that Hazmat. We'll choose our photo, and I'm going to grab this one here. And this is just an accident scene photo here you can see of a tanker truck. All right, so we're going to leave this photo pretty much just the way it is as far as size and color for right now. So for this scenario, we're just going to put some leak puddling fluid here on the ground, maybe some steam and a little bit of different kind of a spout here as if something was leaking. So I'll show you when we go into new element, there are actually a lot of things already set up under Hazmat. There's a special Hazmat tab, and you can see you have the gas approach, pooling, and these work pretty well for Hazmat incidents. Now you can also use your normal fire and smoke, and you can just change colors and things like that. But for this, we're going to start with just the Hazmat. I really like the pooling liquid effect that they have here, so we'll start with that one. Now in this case, obviously we can see it's running downhill here, so we want to turn this a little bit, and we'll kind of set it in here. And I think I can get away without doing a mask because I can kind of just set this over here to the edge and turn it. And I don't really have to worry about masking it, so we'll just kind of leave it like that. All right, and now we're going to change the color. And of course, for a hazmat incident, it always has to be green, right? So we'll make some green here, and I'll kind of make it a little bit lighter. We'll set the intensity, and you can see we can make that whatever color we want. We'll leave it about right there. And again, I'll just move it over a little bit. Just like that. And so now we'll go ahead and put a leak in here that's producing this. It could be coming from underneath if that's what we want to do, but in this case, I'll just show you the spout leak just so you can see what that looks like. And so we have just a leak here. We can scale that up and down. Now, obviously, it's facing the wrong way, so I could just turn it like this and get a similar look. But in our case, what I'm going to do is choose Transform, and I'm going to change it vertically, and that'll flip it there. And so that's how I'm going to do it. And I think I'll just put it here. I'm going to scale it down just a little. And we just want to show this leak coming from in here. Next, we're going to change the color. And we want to mimic sort of the color that we have right there. So we'll set the intensity. And you'll see we can show it leaking out. Make it a little bit brighter than what the liquid is on the ground. Okay, and that's pretty good. And now I want to put a little bit of a steam leak here on the top. So for that, I'm going to go into new element here, and we'll choose our hazmat again. And again, this is another, the steam burst and the steam here are pretty nice effects. And so I'm going to turn this one and scale it just a little bit, and we'll put it right here. We'll just move it up to the top. Go put it right there. And again, we want to match our color. We'll do something like that and change it. Maybe not quite so dark, just a little green tint. And one of the other things I like to do is, obviously we have our placards here, and we can set up the placard to be whatever we want to use. We can either use an image from the internet, or SimShare also has a lot of labels already set up. So if I come in here to labels, you can see quite a few of the more common ones, and you can certainly bring in your own as well to match any type of scenario that you're doing. So in this case, I'm just going to grab a radioactive, and you can see by default we need to make a few changes if we want to put it right where the other one was. We can kind of set it in here, and we can scale it. And we'll try to get it, fit just right in there. Remember, we can use our arrow keys to nudge up and down. That's actually pretty good. I think I'll go with that. Now, I also like to come in and do a little bit of blur. It just helps kind of match it more to the picture. So depending on what you want to use, I'll go ahead and leave that like that. And another thing that sometimes we can change to get a little bit better effect is the brightness. So we'll see how that does. If I change it, you can see I can go real dark or I can go real bright. Obviously, something that kind of matches these other images here. So we'll go with that. And the last thing I want to do on this particular scenario is I want to add another piece out of the hazmat area that's the gas approach smoke. And you can see that right here. And watch when we play this, you can see that it kind of is coming down. I actually want to rotate it so it looks like it's kind of dissipating up. So what we'll do is grab that and we'll rotate it over. And then we're also going to scale that up. And I like to, like in this scenario, raise it up here. And maybe scale it just a little more. And now we're going to adjust the color. And again, we'll use some form of the green. I think we'll go a little bit darker. That's pretty good. And now to get just the effect we want, we're going to change the opacity of the smoke. So we'll come in here to opacity, and we can turn that up or down to get exactly what we want. And we could certainly use this to, match and cover the whole screen if we wanted to. I think it looks pretty good that it's just kind of in the area of the truck, maybe something like this. Scale it just a little bit and raise it up. And we'll take a look at that when we play it. And there you go. So that's pretty realistic, I think, of what that scenario might be. And the other thing that I like to do with these when we don't have the 360-degree view, one of the more important things is going to be the map grid, or what does it look like when we look at the surrounding areas that we need to move victims away and evacuate certain areas. And so what I do there is I'll just grab a Google Earth image and I'll bring that in and then show where the accident scene is. Okay, so I'm going to grab this piece of the map here by this little town, and we're going to say that the accident was somewhere here on this county highway right here. So on a Mac, you'll just do Command-Shift-4, and you'll grab whatever part of the picture you need to get, and when you let go, it's going to go ahead and take that screenshot and save it to your desktop. On Windows, you can use the snipping tool. If you just search in the search bar for snipping tool on your computer, you'll have that installed with Windows by default, and it's a piece of software that works very similar to take the screenshots. So now let's jump back into SimShare. Okay, so now I have a new location, and I have my current location. I'm going to go ahead and set a new location as well. So we'll do new location, and we'll call this aerial, and we're going to choose a photo. And it's going to be the screenshot that we just took. And I'll go ahead and create. And you can see now I have that screenshot. And then now we can work on this to show where the actual accident is. We can put things on here, labels like wind, direction, things like that. So Let's go ahead and go to Utility, and we'll do Text. And I'm going to grab that and edit it. And this is where I just changed the text. I'm going to say wind direction 10 miles per hour. Okay, and we'll choose done here, and I'm going to grab that, put it right here. And now I want to add an arrow as well. All right, so to get our arrow, we're going to choose Utility, and then we're going to choose Message Marker. That's going to bring in my arrow. Obviously, I need to scale that down. And we're going to change the color. We'll just put it like this. Okay, it's going to be labeled arrow 1. And we're going to choose that same red. Okay, just like that. And then maybe we want to put our accident scene as well. So we can grab another element and we can choose labels again. We can choose utility. And we'll grab this and we're going to come here and maybe I'll change this. And we'll scale it down. Then we're going to grab this and we're going to copy it and we'll just paste it over. That's a little quicker way. We could have done that with the arrow as well. Paste effect. And then I can move that over. And now all I have to do is actually edit the text to just say accident scene. And we can put as many different symbols as we want to here on the screen. And the last thing we're going to do is go ahead and do our navigation for this. So I want to set navigation, and I want to start from my initial location, which is my initial photo. And then all I'm going to do is have an up arrow here that goes to aerial. And I'm going to say do reciprocal so that I can come back down. Okay, and so when we come into our initial photo, we have this. We click here to go to the aerial photo. And then we can come back down to get back to the scene. So that could be a basic hazmat scenario for initial size up and for looking up codes in your ERG, those types of things. Now, one other thing I want to show you, and it doesn't necessarily relate to this scenario, but I do want to show you the ability that we have to do this. So let's go back here to edit. And I'm just going to delete this element for now to kind of hide it. And I want to show you, you could have a picture of a house. It could be a picture of a factory, anything like that. And there's some really cool elements for hazmat here called containers. And when you look in here, we have 5-gallon buckets. We have the general duty metal 55-gallon drums, the ring top drums, and then poly drums. And it's really cool to be able to bring these in, and they are so scalable. We used to have to just bring in photos of these and try to make them look good in the scenario. But now you can literally just bring in any of these drums. If you want to make this look like one of those blue drums that you see, the sort of poly, you can grab that and you can grab your color intensity. You can see there I have the drum. And just that easy, I can move that around. I can change it to whatever color I want. I can scale it bigger or smaller. And then obviously with our labels that we have pre-made, we can certainly grab any one that we want and bring it in and just put that right there on that drum. So just that quick, we're able to make a little scenario with the tools that are just built right into the software. So pretty cool feature here for hazmat scenarios in SimsUShare.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our Build With Me video for today. Hope you enjoyed that session working with the hazmat tools inside of SimsUShare. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback and what you're working on. Also, I've had several people ask me how can they get their buildings featured on one of our future videos. So if you have a simulation of one of your structures that you'd like me to build in the video lessons here, go ahead and submit that. You can email it to me directly, frank@modernfireinstructor.com, and just send me 4 high-quality photos of the 4 sides of the building, as well as a brief summary of what you're looking for in the simulation. And maybe we'll get your building featured in a future video. Thanks for watching. As always, like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.